Hello, my name is Fitch, and I'm going to give you a brief introduction to how to work with sound in Praat. Praat is a great program. It's free, it's open source, it's multi-platform, and it really can do virtually anything you would want to do with sound. But it is a little bit intimidating, so I want to just show you how to basically open sounds, record sounds, and create sounds very quickly. So the first thing that you see when you open up Praat will be this Praat object window as well as a Praat picture window. We're not going to use the picture window, so I've closed it. The Praat object window is going to contain essentially all of the objects. So normally those would be sounds, but those also could be analysis objects like pitch. So the first thing you want to do in this object window is bring up a sound. So let's start by just recording a sound. This is usually pretty easy. You might have some problems on a Windows or Linux machine, but if you say record stereo sound, you'll get this little sound recording thing. When you push record, you'll see a readout of your amplitude. So, hello, this is a test of Praat recording. So I can stop that. I can name it here in the name file, and then I say save to list and close. So now we see this sound here. We can play it. So, hello, this is a test of Praat recording. So now let's bring it up in the edit window so that we can see it both in spectrogram form and in time domain form. So what we see here, it's a 2-channel stereo sound, so we see the 2 channels, and they're pretty much identical. And what we see at the bottom is a spectrogram, which is a representation of time on the x-axis and frequency on the y-axis. So here we can play it as well. So, hello, this is a test of Praat recording. And now we can do things like, for example, select part of the sound, and you see that a little sort of button appears for the selection, and just play that. So, okay, or hello. So let's say I wanted to delete this first part. I can just say select it and either go up to the edit window and say cut, or I can just say Command X as usual. And maybe I'll edit this second part as well. So now I've just got a nice clean sound file. Hello, this is a test of Praat recording. Okay, so I'm going to close that, and now it's important to know that all Praat has done so far is save the sound to memory. So if I actually want to file, which you usually do, I'll have to go up here and say save, and normally you would want to save this as a WAV file. So I save as WAV file. I can stick this here, and now I've got an actual WAV file that's going to be on my hard disk to last. Okay, so that's point one. That was a recording. The other thing you can do, of course, is open a sound, and that's very straightforward. So I can say read from file, and I'll go here, and I can pull up some random sound file and view and edit that. So now we've got some music. Okay. So that's just opening a sound file. The last way we might want to do it, and by the way, notice that that Praat gives you a lot of options. So you can not only open WAV files, that was an AIF file, but it has lots of other options as well. So it's got a lot of power. The last thing you might want to do is create a sound from scratch, and to do that we also go to the new menu, Sound, and I'm going to show you how to do Create Sound from Formula, because this is very powerful. So what we see here is a window that gives a name. I'm just going to call it Sine 440, and we're going to create a sine wave that has, the defaults are a sampling rate of 4400, that's CD sampling, a length of 1.0. I'm going to make that a little shorter, so I'll make it 0.5. And now here's the key part. Down here at the bottom we see a formula that says 1/2, that would be the amplitude, so it's half the full amplitude. Sine 2 pi, don't worry about. This 377 would be the frequency in hertz. And then it says plus random Gaussian, because the default is to create some noise. We don't want that, so I'm going to just select that. And now I'm going to change, instead of 377 hertz, I'm going to change that to 440, which is concert pitch A. I say OK, and now we have this sine 440, and again I'll open it up, and what we see here, again, the time domain is on the top. If we move in by selecting a little bit and pushing cell, that will show us just a small portion, and we can see that it's a sine wave. And if we look down here in the spectrogram, if we click, we'll see that indeed the black line, which represents our wave, is right there at about 440 hertz. Okay, and let's play it. Now, if you want to zoom back out, so we can just say all, and that'll show us the entire sound. And if you want to just sort of slowly move in, you can say in or out. So there's no plus or minus thing, but the in and out do more or less the same thing. Okay, so that gives you an introduction of how to work with sound, and in the next videos we'll learn how to do things like pull the pitch or the formants out.